China just launched Kimi K3, and it already beat both OpenAI and Anthropic at building games. I gave it the same Zelda challenge I used to test Anthropic Fable 5. Fable gave me an impressive demo. Kimi gave me a real game with mechanics Fable completely missed. It even remembered the grass that I could cut. And that was only my test. People are already using Kimi to build a Halo remix, an open-world western, and a virtual MacBook with working apps. But the final example is much bigger. Kimi helped build the technology underneath itself. By the end, you'll be able to decide. Did China just got ahead of the USA in the AI race? First, this is how Moonshot introduced Kimi K3 with Fable. This is the game that I asked Fable to create. It was basically a Zelda clone trying to imitate Ocarina of the Time. As you can see, you have night and day, and you even have Z-lock to the targets. I can battle them, and I can use my Ocarina. One thing to notice here is that the controls are inverted. When I press D, it goes to the left, and when I press A, it goes to the right? So let me play my Ocarina and move these to the day. You can see you have sound effects on the Ocarina, and now we will go to the dungeon that it created. If I play my Ocarina song over here, the door opens, I can slide up, I can push the block to the side up until I get to the switch. Once it does, it opens the door, and here I can collect a heart piece. So this is pretty impressive for just a simple prompt, but now I want you to watch what Kimi K3 did with the same Zelda challenge. Here you can see my Kimi pre-plan, in which I just asked the simple prompt over, which says, can you create me a Zelda Ocarina of Time clone with voxel graphics? That was the whole prompt. It went through, I think, 1 hour or so, and it created this game over here that we will play together now. Alright, you can already see that I have my fairy companion. The controls are not inverted. I can even cut the grass. And it respawned some different types of enemies. I have the Z-lock enabled. And I can play a song that can heal me. Okay, so if I play 5-1, my wounds are healed. I can go through the world, cut some grass, get the rupees. The HUD also updates correctly. And I can also play a song to make it day. Oh, let me just finish this guy here. And now if I enter the dungeon, I have a boss fight. Oh my god, I lost. The boss is too hard. Let me try once again. Boss is over there. I have a song that is called the Song of War, which is 224. And it gives a power, a shockwave. Yeah, well, I could not beat the boss. Maybe it is just too hard. And that should be the whole story. But then I opened X. This creator, chat as Lua, gave GPT 5.6 Soul and Kimi K3 the same ballista prompt. GPT gives us a clean functional 3D viewer. You can rotate the machine, inspect it, and the result works. Kimi chooses a completely different direction. It stages the ballista inside a battle, adds smoke, fire, lightning, and a thick atmosphere, and makes the whole thing feel like a scene from a game. Same prompt, two working outputs, but Kimi shows far more taste and creative direction. And it's not only beating GPT on taste. Now we have a comparison from B. Havani. Kimi is on top, Claude Opus is below. Kimi fills the armory with weapons, racks, crates, floor markings, texture, and lighting. Opus gives us a mostly empty room. The next comparison, it is a little bit more controversial. This comparison, made by Fardin, compares GPT 5.6 Soul with Kimi K3. This time, I believe GPT got the best one. GPT is left, Kimi is right, and GPT made better choices about color and overall modeling. Which one wins for you? Now let's jump to the actual games. This looks like a 3D Game Boy Advance, but it's not a static model. It boots an emulator, opens the menu, and runs a game. Then people moved from emulating games to generating them. This is CSGO mixed with Portal. Shooting enemies, score, ammo, health, and working portals. The creator reports 3 attempts, 600,000 tokens, and $3.24, against $10.80 for Fable and $6 for GPT. Now Kimi goes cozy. World of AI reported this Animal Crossing style game. Look at how many systems are connected here. There are tasks, NPC conversations, collecting, free shopping, fishing, and rewards. This is not just an Animal Crossing shaped scene. There is an actual gameplay loop pushing you from one action into the next one. One prompt is producing a small world where multiple interactions work together. And the same model can jump from cozy to cinematic. Now we get a Wuxia-style action RPG. Third-person combat, rooftop movement, traversal, and a village that stays visually coherent while the camera moves through it. It is short, but it already feels like the beginning of a real game. And then, the scale jumps. This is one of the most impressive tests. A Halo-style first-person shooter with a full HUD, multiple weapons, enemy squads, vehicles, and a battlefield large enough to sell the illusion. The creator built it from one prompt as a 10 vs 10 Halo remake. Watch the enemies move through the terrain, the weapon effects, the vehicles, and the amount of playable space. A few months ago, an AI-generated shooter meant one corridor and one target. This looks like the start of an actual battlefield. And if this is possible in one prompt, the speed of prototyping just changed. Battlefield is impressive, but what about an explorable world in a different level? Also reported by the World of AI, in this clip we can see Kimi building a Western version of an open world based on Red Dead. You can ride across fields, move through a village, watch the lighting change from day to night, and even see the weather shift. This is much more than a character running across an empty map. The world sells the fantasy. And somehow, the movement gets even more ambitious. This is the game that they used in their own announcement. A dense cyberpunk city, rooftops, speed, height, and web-singing traversal all generated into one playable scene. But games are only the flashy part of Kim's story. On this test made by Synopsys, you can watch the visual quality jump in a completely different direction. This is a one-shot product website for a chili brand. The typography is strong, the composition feels intentional, and a 3D chili rotates through the page as the scroll controls the entire presentation. Then, the chili splits open and reveals the seeds inside. This kind of interaction normally requires design, 3D work, front-end development, and a careful animation timing. Kimi compressed all of that into a single generation. It is polished enough that you stop asking, did AI make this? And start asking, could a brand ship this? Now, let's take that front-end ability and turn into an operating system. This creator asked Kimi for a macOS-style interface and says this came from one prompt in about 15 minutes. We are not looking at one beautiful landing page anymore. There are multiple windows, apps, panels, controls, and an interface that behaves like a desktop. You can move around the environment, open tools, and interact with separate parts of the system. That matters because layout is easy to fake in a screenshot. Consistent behavior across many windows is much harder. In 15 minutes, Kimi collapsed the distance between an idea and a working interface. And another creator pushed the same idea into full 3D. This one starts like a 3D product handler. A MacBook sits on a desk, the lid opens, and the screen comes alive. Then the trick reveals itself. The macOS style environment inside the laptop actually works. We get windows, apps, folders, settings, and interactions running inside a 3D scene built with Three.js. That combination is what makes this example so wild. Kimi did not only create the object, it created the computer, the interface inside the computer, and the behaviors that make the interface feel alive. Look at how the camera, the laptop model, the screen, and the desktop all stay connected. It is a product demo and a functional interface at the same time. One creator took the operating system idea and turned it into an entire virtual device. But the last example is the one that turns this from a model comparison into an AI race question. On this post by Alex Kerr, we can check that this is the real escalation. An early K3 wrote much of the kernel work used late in development. It built the mini Triton compiler, and it helped design a chip optimized by Kimi itself. The model is no longer just making the product, it is helping build the factory, and the machines inside the factory. That will build the next model. My Zelda test was not an isolated win. Kimi beat my Fable build on controls, interactions, companion behavior, music, enemy variety, and the boss fight. Then creators repeated the pattern against GPT and Claude, across games, websites, operating systems, full 3D interfaces. And the final example goes deeper. Kimi is helping build its own technical stack. Based on everything you just saw, did China just beat the USA here? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments and give me the next identical challenge I should run on Kimi K3, Fable 5, or GPT 5.6. Every original post and creator is linked in the description. But that is going to do it for today. If you enjoyed this or learned something new, please give it a like. It helps me out a ton. And subscribe for more real-world AI tests. And as always, I appreciate you making to the end of this video. And I'll see you in the next one.